Welcome to another episode of the Apex Perspective podcast. Today's episode is sponsored by my company, in which we transform founders and executives into excellent physical shape. 90% of fitness solutions are not meant for individuals who are running both companies and personal lives. So, our primary focus is to provide highly adaptable exercise that adapts to your schedule in order to make your physical transformation. This is the exact same approach I personally use to lose over 70 pounds and successfully keep it off. Check out Mind and Body Mastery Fitness.com for more. Today, I get the absolute pleasure to speak with Sankalp Solanki, who's the founder and CEO at MyScaai Bharat Construction. Sankalp, I would love to begin with the origin story behind your company and why you began the company.
Thank you so much for having me on board, Aryan. I really appreciate the efforts you're putting in helping out a lot of founders and CEO from all the perspectives. Uh, MyScaai Bharat Construction is a company which is majorly eyeing to help every individual get their homes luxury with technology. So basically, the goal of MyScaai Bharat is to create tech luxury homes. When I say tech luxury homes, technology is something which we can't avoid. It's like adapting, and Nokia would have adopted Android, and Nokia would have become successful. So now they have to come and adopt it. So similarly, technology everyone has to adopt it. Luxury is everyone desired for. So there's a myth into the market that okay, luxury is only available for rich class and upper middle class. But that's a myth which we are trying to break. With proper planning and proper execution, tech luxury can be achieved, and My Sky Bharat, is making available and affordable for everyone. If I'll have to explain you in a very simple statement, everyone who wants to construct a home, who wants to have a home, they desire all the luxury, all the amenities, all best interiors, automation,
Mhm.
everything into the house. But because of the mindset which they have seen in the market that everything becomes costly, so they don't go for those things. So we are trying to make it simple for everyone available here to get their tech luxury homes constructed in a very affordable cost. That's what MyScaai Bharat does.
And how do you apply technology to make luxury living more accessible?
So basically, when we talk about technology, obviously automation plays a very vital role into this. But if I'll have to brief you out, automation is not just about smart switches or smart lights. Automation goes beyond. We are implementing a lot of security features from automation. For example, you have a wall mounting sensor into the house. Anyone entering into your house without your permission, you'll get to know. You have a gas leakage sensor into the house. Any gas is leakage is happening, you can avoid accidents by getting a notification on the phone. Emergency SOS alarms into the washroom. Anytime you feel uncomfortable, you go to the washroom and you don't know what to do. So you will just have that alarm to save your life. Like that, you have vibration sensors. If someone is trying to knock your doors and windows and try to break it, you'll have sensors of that. So from security perspective, it is helping end customer in securing their house if they are even not into the house, and if they are into the house. So that is one
Mhm.
part of it. Another part of it, technology. Now it's time of AI, right? Technology is making it so simple. For example, imagine a situation: you're coming from the office, you're starting from your studio and going to the home, right? As soon as you can plan everything in advance. As soon as you reach your home, the gates will automatically open, for you, and it automatically close as soon as your car arrives on the main gate. You go to the main door, and with your eye scanner the gates will be open, and it will welcome you. Welcome Aryan home. Okay. Alexa or Google Home will welcome you like that, and according to your preferences, the music will be played, a temperature control things will be starting, right? You might want to take shower, so your geyser and all those things will start. So all those preferences will act according to your choice, which you have selected already. So you don't have to go and do the same thing again and again. With voice commands, you can operate the whole house. So this is how technology is making it easier. You don't want to go on third floor to switch off some light. You can operate by telling Alexa from here only. So that's how it is adding a lot of value to your house.
Absolutely. And how do you make this luxury living more accessible with technology?
So with the help of technology, if you plan properly, Technology is here to solve bigger problems. All
Hmm.
right. So when you use a lot of technology in and then you plan for the people, you're saving in a lot of terms. For example, the costings are becoming down because the electricity savings will be there. The wirings and all those other things, you're saving a lot on that, right? And then you're doing smart planning with the help of technology of the overall house, wherever you need utility areas, wherever you need drawing rooms, living rooms, you have a spacious areas and all those things, you can make it very much comfortable. Also in construction as well, see in earlier construction were taking 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, and as soon as the time increases, the cost increases of the project. Nowadays you construct a very good house in 6 to 8 months, okay, with great interiors you can complete in 1 year maximum, okay, saving time, saving cost. So from all the perspectives, this is happening with the help of technology. You can track resources, you can track the progress, you can track the quality of the construction. Everything is happening through technology now. So initially, what was happening is, any contractor is constructing house, you don't know how much quality they are using. Okay, what is the size of the brick, what is the size of what type of cement they are using, what type of steel they
But
are
now you
using.
can track it.
Yeah, yeah,
Now you can
everything you
track
can
it.
check. You can check the quality, you can check their category, what category steel it is. Is it compatible, is it on that level or no? Everything you can check with the help of technology.
I love that. Now, something I was personally curious about was you mentioned you can track this all via an app, or I believe on your Instagram you said you can track something with your device regarding the operations of your entire project. How does that process work, and why is that beneficial for the individual who wants to construct their home?
See, the biggest problem in this construction industry is communication between the people. That's the biggest problem. See, what happens is, let's say you're on the site, we are constructing a house, labors are coming, but the material is not there. Sometimes material is coming, but the labor expert person is not there. You're just calling, where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Right? One is available, another is missing. Right? From office, the designs have not been sent. From project management, some approval has been not sent. From some quotation, so it's a basically communication gap. What we are trying to do is, we have created a system and put it in place where your communication becomes so easy that as soon as your design set and architecture will upload in an app, the site engineer will access that application, get the designs, the laborers can be allocated to the site, they can come on the site, let's say 10 members, they came, material whatever required will come on the site, and it becomes smooth. To be very honest with you, if we plan on day one, we are saving minimum 90 days of the construction by just doing this small thing. Exactly
Wow,
92 days, to be very specific with you. This
bare
is the
minimum.
impact it creates. Yes, bare minimum.
Wow. And so, would you say this is the primary way that you can actually stop the delays happening in construction, which elevates the cost?
See, in construction, there are three major problems which we are working. My company's tagline is, we
Mhm.
construct the houses with one cost, one quality, and one timeline. So every home has only three parameters: a good cost, a good timeline, and a good quality. If you are planning from day one, everything is being planned properly, you can control the cost, you can control the timeline, and quality definitely you will definitely control, because it is defined from day one, right? So if you control these three things, every end client will be happy. See, in this industry is considered to be the one of the most boring industry, I would say. No one wants to enter into the construction industry. No one, everyone feels that it's a pain, but and at the end of the day, face the bitter taste with the client. There are fights, there are arguments, there are a lot of things because of the miscommunication with the client. So what we are trying to do is, before taking even single rupee from the client is clear. This is my timeline, this is what I'm getting, and this is what my cost is. No increment into the cost.
Which
So
everyone
that's what we
deserves.
work.
And
Yeah.
everyone deserves that, but I've actually talked to a lot of individuals in constructions, and there's so many things that go wrong because things are not put in place beforehand. And I can tell right now you already have those three components in mind, and you can track everything on the app. Communications on point, and that's what allows everyone to be informed at the right time and stops all those extra delays. I love that. So we were talking before the podcast about MyScaai and what it stands for, and your five pillars to your company. Could you elaborate upon that?
So MyScaai Bharat Construction is the name of the company. My means my. Now, this SCAAI has a full form, which is five elements. Like your body has a five element, the house has a five element. Without these elements, it is incomplete. That is, S stands for support, C stands for construction, A stands for amenities, another A stands for automation, and I stands for interior. If you notice, every house required these five things, whether it is flat, apartment, individual villa, luxury mansion, anything like that. Every house is incomplete without these five pillars. So with MyScaai Bharat, the goal which we are putting in is all the elements should come, even if it is a small house or a bigger house. It should have a smart planning and a great construction. It should have all the possible amenities an individual can expect for. It should have high-tech automations available. It should have great interiors, world-class interiors available, and it should have a end-level support like no one is offering. So that's what completes my sky, and that's what completes a home. So we're not just creating a house; we're creating a home where you can actually enjoy with your family and stay relaxed because we are just one call away from support perspective. So that's what we are trying to do.
And let me tell you something. I think that identifying the core requirements of building an excellent home that provides you the clarity you need as a builder to make the experience the best for the client and also to provide the best quality. So I actually now wanted to move the conversation to learn more about you, Sankalp. And something I would love to say here on the podcast is that Sankalp is up at 1:30 a.m. today. I've never had a podcast guest in my entire podcasting career of any individual getting up at 1:30 a.m. and sharing his vision and his insight on the podcast. And I need to understand what drives a person to do this, to work this hard.
Uh, so from my perspective, I'm not a strong believer of 8 hours sleep or 6 hours sleep or that model. I'm not a great believer of that. I believe that if you're having a good nap of 3 hours, 3.5 hour, 4 hour max, it's good. Now, what drives you, Matt? That's the point, right? What drives you to wake up at any particular time? See, the thing I believe in is we all have limited time and we have to leave some impact on others for about whatever work we are doing. When I started this company, I was having the same mindset. Okay, it's another business. But when I'm actually going deep into this thing, I have realized how many people are giving their blessings to me because I am solving one of the biggest problem. Because if you see, construction is the biggest problematic business anyone could have. Even if you want to construct a house, you'll feel no, oh my god, I don't want to do that. Let me buy a ready-made villa. No one wants to do that. And when you buy a ready-made villa, you have to compromise with your choices, with your preferences. You have your colors, your anything like that. But when you have a custom home, that is a feeling. See, we all are working so hard to go home and have a relaxed stuff, and we want a home which we want, and that's what we create. So that is the intention always there in my mind. And I never feel, I mean, working for 14 hours, 16 hours, or 18 hours someday, I never feel like that I'm working on something because it's so good to have always in the meetings, to have meetings with the client, to solving some or other problem. So I'm deep diving into that particular stuff, right? And according to me, any individual, see, what we are doing is, I'll tell you, because of us there are almost 2000 laborers who are on our payrolls. Every day they are getting paid daily wages from our company, right? Me being one person working little bit hard is helping 2000 families to have their bread and butter. That's what I'm proud of it, and that's what keeps me waking up, so that we can increase this 2000 to 20,000. And to be very honest with you, it's a global problem which we can solve. Why? Because we are Indians, right? India is the youngest country today with 1 point almost 45 billion people, right? The whole world is getting older. So whatever AI or technology you adopt, you need human resources. And India will be the biggest supplier of human resources. And I personally feel globally we can do construction. I'm just talking about my industry. Globally, you can do construction on that level, and you can create a lot of employment and lot of great things by just working hard at this time or any other times. That's what the motivation I get every single day.
And I can see it right here. You have a vision worth fighting for. And this is a concept that I did a TED Talk speech on, finding your why. When you have a reason to fight for something, every action and every single decision you make is in pursuit of building that dream you have and building that vision. And for many won't understand this concept, but I can tell you want to do the work. You love it because you're building a vision that's worth meaningful to you. So I think that's the reason why you're up at 1:30 a.m. today. You're very excited about your vision. I can see the way you're describing it. It is a global problem, and I think that you have the resolve to get it done. And I love to see what you're doing now. So the additional question I had for you is this: what is something about your life or about you that you wish more people knew about?
See, everyone sees your bright side. You know, when you see Instagram, Facebook, or wherever you, everyone feels, your friends, family feels that okay, this person is shining. You know, driving Mercedes and living lavish life and all those things. Looks like that. But on the other hand, I just wanted to tell you that I belong to a farmer family. My father is a very small farmer, and in this only life, I faced a lot of struggle about food and other things because I belong to a very small village from center India. Right, I'm exactly just 20 kilometers away from center part of India. So that is from where I am, and my vision. I came from here to here uh, with a motivation because when you have nothing to lose, you scale like anything, right? When you have something to lose, you go to a mediocre level, and you have a lot of to lose, you don't grow. So we are in the category where you have nothing to lose. The motivation we get is today we'll fell down somewhere, we'll start again, and we'll come because we have come on our own. There was no godfather sitting for us who is helping us to reach it out to some level, right? So I the only reason which motivates me, I'm a very I'm a person who thinks in a very different and a logical way. I am a big fan of ethics and honesty, right? I'm a strong believer of ethics and honesty because I feel that if you're doing good to the universe is replicating the same thing with you. And with this thing, whole construction industry is having a lot of cheating models, hiding cost, increasing cost, this thing, that thing, a lot of thing. That I have introduced one model into this industry, which is called price locking model, which no one is even talking about. The day you sign the contract, your price will never change. I assure you. No one is, because they say the material increase, the cost increase of material, they increase the cost. This is price locking facility. Because of this, I was featured in Forbes in last month in on May edition, right? They have taken this my price locking facility thing, right? So with this, actually for end client, it is a bigger problem which we are solving. So I'm really proud of that. And whatever I'm doing, I'm just trying to do the best possible of whatever I could.
Well, you putting that in the contract at the beginning, I mean, that hurts you. That hurts you more than it would ever hurt the client. So the fact that you're willing to take the cut for honesty and authenticity for the pricing is something I've actually not heard from anyone in the construction industry. And I'm talking to people who have established companies who are doing this for a while, and none of them talked about putting authenticity at the forefront of the company. So I really love that. And you can tell if someone's truthfully honest in what they do if you look at their actions. You look at their actions and you see what they're doing. And what you've done is you've shown exactly what you're doing with regards to the pricing, and you've locked in a price for the person. It won't change. And that to me is very obvious to the individual that you're here to provide authenticity to what you do. So I love that. Now, I wanted to shift the conversation to more about fitness and health. And the question I had for you is, what do you believe is the primary challenge to make a fitness transformation occur?
Okay, the primary challenge for every entrepreneur or a business owner is to have a particular schedule about the fitness, going to gym to a particular time, or going doing this or that to a particular time, and having food or meal at particular time. So those things we can't follow, as even if we try to. Some days we're into board meetings for hours. We can't have even one coffee or anything like that. Okay, so fitness is something where every founder wants to focus on, but when you have fitness versus business, business always win. Once your family business, business always wins. When you have yourself business, business always wins. This is how an entrepreneur acts like. So
Absolutely.
it's a yeah.
It's a very big struggle that you're not alone in. All the 100 plus entrepreneurs I've talked to share the exact same problem you mentioned. Now, an alternative perspective I will provide is this. Actually, before I provide the alternative perspective, I do want to mention that the problem really lies in the fact that the common viewpoint about making a fitness transformation lies in only going driving to a studio and driving to a gym and exercising. The issue with that is most entrepreneurs don't have the time to drive to a gym or even the commute alone to the gym. And what that does is it makes it appears impossible to make a fitness transformation, to be able to look the way you want to look, to be able to move the way you want to move. And that is unfortunate because it's not reality. Like the essence of any founder. You're a founder, you're a multiple time founder, by the way, and there's also a lot of other founders that have been on this podcast. The essence of a founder is to go into a market, challenge the existing solutions, understand why they're effective, and then challenge the requirements of the problem, and then solve the problem with the more effective solution. That same perspective should be applied to fitness, because once it is applied to fitness, you realize that you going to the gym and you driving to the studio and exercising is not what makes a physical transformation. What makes a physical transformation is a negative energy balance. I don't need to get too super scientific, but it's when you're burning more calories than you're consuming on a daily basis. The important aspect to take away from this is, because this is the only requirement, you can do it any other way you like. You can do it with the gym, but the more effective approach for an entrepreneur is to prioritize location independent exercise, especially something you can do anytime and anywhere, and especially something you can do on a phone call or a business meeting or any specific, if you listen to a podcast or if you're trying to handle a business problem, if you can do that at the exact same time as fulfilling the requirement to make your transformation occur, I believe there's zero barriers to making a transformation. So there's two recommendations I would give. One, understand the only way you make a fitness transformation is if you're in a negative energy balance. And number two is this: the way you do it must be location independent, especially as an entrepreneur. That is the number one pathway that I would say is actually that's the most successful pathway for any entrepreneur. If you can make your transformation anytime, anywhere, and even on a phone call, there's nothing that's stopping you to make your transformation. So that's my second piece of advice. But with that, we will conclude the fitness conversation. And I wanted to move the conversation to conclude with your next year plans with regard to your company.
Okay. So what we are eyeing for is, like as I told you, we are also registered in Dubai. Okay, and we are working pan India. We are the only company, by the way, we who have just achieved a milestone in a manner that today we are capable of executing the project pan India anywhere. Okay, every construction company has a area and location, limitations. We're the company, we can start the project from down south to up north, anywhere we can do the project. That's what we're doing. So we are the next year's plan is we are going to expand to minimum 50 locations next year. To the 50 locations will have our projects working on different, maybe 1 or 10 or 100 projects. That depends on the count. We're also going to be entering into the buildership, where we are bringing one ultra luxury villa concept project in a hill station and in a sea or a sea facing villa concept. Those we are doing. We're also planning to have one project in Dubai next year. So definitely that's what will give us an international exposure of it. So this is the current pipeline which I personally see, but definitely another quarter, maybe a few more pipelines will be added to it. So that's how we're working.
Excellent. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop your Instagram down below. But from you, Sankalp, is there any way someone should keep up with you? Is it through a website? Is it through your LinkedIn? Or where would you appreciate people to keep up with you?
So I'm available everywhere. I'm very much public profile on Instagram, LinkedIn. People can reach out to me. My website is also there, myscaai.com, and my email ID is anywhere people can approach me, my company, because the way which we are doing, many people are seeing my podcast of a earlier podcast which we have done and reaching out to me directly, and we are trying to solve their problems because we have become more than a contractor problem solver. So that's what we're liking actually. because people are coming with different problems across the country, and we're trying to solve those problems by giving them good homes. So that's what we're trying to do.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining me today, Sankalp. It was such a pleasure.
Thank you so much, Aryan. And I really appreciate the way you are taking these podcasts. Your podcasts are so detailed. Especially, I love the type of questions you put in and try to extract most of the inputs of things inside an entrepreneur has. So I really
Mhm.
appreciate the way you are moving ahead, and I wish you all the best from this. And
Thank you.
yeah, I'm glad
And I
that we have done this podcast.
absolutely, and I appreciate the spirit of entrepreneurship you have, getting up at 2
Yeah,
a.m. to do this. So I appreciate you so much. Well, this was
yeah.
Aryan Mohindra and Sankalp Solanki. Thank you for listening.